Inuit, please welcome David.
Okay. So it doesn't really matter what you don't have. The only thing which matters is what you have and what you can do with it. My life took a great turn when I was 4 years old. My life took a great turn when I was 4 years old, and it's been a great journey since then. Since childhood, I've been a great sportaholic, and my catalyst is my father. Till date, every morning he goes for basketball, and the same evening he goes for his workouts to the gym. Let me tell you, he's nearing 50 now. He's a big sports fan and a fitness freak. So I remember the first time I played cricket. I was 6 years old. My dad took me to the coach, and the coach was petrified looking at me. He asked me, hey, how will this guy bat? How will this guy bowl? How will he hold the ball on the right hand side? How will he feel? How will he catch? My dad was like, give him a shot, let him try. I did, and I failed miserably. I went back home, and I was sad. That's when I learned my first lesson in life. My dad told me, use what you have, deal with it. He told me to get the bat, and then told me how to use the bat to my advantage, how to use my right arm to my advantage for batting. So this is how I bat, for most of you who are wondering how do I actually do. So a normal stance, right? So when the bowler is right about to bowl, the bat comes close to my right arm, and I use it as a support mechanism. Like without that, the bat might just flick, and I might swing straight. So this is how the straight drive goes. Yeah? And then if I have to hit it hard, it just goes hard. And for the cover drive, it's the same way, but on the other side. And then for a flick, that's the best one. I just have to hold it straight. The right arm supports it, and I just turn my wrist. It just goes like that. Now my favorite is the pull shot. For most of you all take the bat a little away from your body and then pull. For me, I hold it right under my right arm, and then I turn my chest. It gives me extra power. So that's how I learned how to bat. I went back to the coaching center. Again, week after week after week, I kept going back because I didn't want to fail. Because the moment I would fail, the moment I would give up, my parents would give up, and I couldn't let that happen. So I did go back, and it so happens that I started connecting the balls properly. I started playing the shots with proper technique. It was when I must have been around 7, 8 years old. My father used to have his own team, and he was the captain of the team. The team's name was 30 Plus. They used to have the games on every Sundays, and I used to accompany them, unpack, help them pack the kit, unpack, run on the field with the bottles of water. I just wanted to be there. I wanted to be as a team. I want to see what happens, how it's done. I remember this one particular game, my father's team, they were bowling. And I was sitting in the pavilion, which was towards fine leg, on the right hand side, right at the end. So the bowler bowled, the batsman played a shot, and the ball came running towards fine leg. I don't really know what went wrong with me then. I ran towards the ball, picked it up, threw it really hard. It went and hit the stumps. It was a run out. Though the ball wasn't grounded, I was surely getting better. It was in class 4 that I received the opportunity to participate for my inter-school tournaments. Now, this was a new coach, and I had to go through the same emotions again. He asked me again, like, hey, how will you bat? How will you bowl? How will you hold the ball? So wait, I forgot to mention one thing, how I catch the ball if it comes on the right hand side. I use this part as a support. Most of you all cup it. I cup it like this. So the ball comes in directly. I just have to time it and place it like that. So he asked me the same questions, how do you do it? I told him, hey, just test me. He did, and I failed. I didn't get through the team. I went back home and I was very sad. I promised myself that hey, next year I'll work hard enough to make it through the team. It so happens that next day I go back to school, and then there's a new sheet of paper on the notice board. It says Team B. And guess what? My name was on it. I got to Team B. Fun fact, Both Team A and Team B made it till the semi-finals. Let me tell you about this incident from the quarterfinal game which I was playing. I was batting. 2 balls, 7 runs required. Sounds like a total movie scene, I know that. But believe me, this was for real. This guy, the opposite team, the bowler, short guy, he comes and he bowls a beamer. For most of you who don't know what's a beamer, it's a direct ball which doesn't bounce and it's above your waist height. This ball was above my head height. Okay, I have 2 balls, 7 runs. The only thing which is going on in my mind is like, Divij, you gotta whack the ball hard. All that I do is, I look at him coming, I prepare myself, and I just do this. Somewhere during that time, I realized that, hey, ball did touch the bat, but I don't know, I took a turn, I settled my helmet. By that time, I saw my teammates who were at the pavilion, they were smiling and running towards me. I like, see, one thing's for sure, this was a no ball because it's above my head. That's 1 run, and they're smiling and running towards me, that's 6. 6 plus 1, 7. Dude, I think 7 in 1 ball. Won the game. So that was that game. Later, I went into a high school. We had a new coach, a Bengali coach. So he comes up to me one day after the training session, and this coach was a little on the healthier side of life. He was like 15 months pregnant. He walked up to me like this, and like, hey, Divij, team needs a left-arm spinner. Tumi korbe ki, huh? Like, yeah, sure. Team needs a left-arm spinner. I'll be a left-arm spinner. I love batting as well, so let me continue with that. So he turned me into a left-arm spinner all-rounder. It was later in class 8 that something really special happened. I got selected for the under-16 team to represent West Bengal. And it's here in Bangalore that we came down all the way from Calcutta to play all the games. We had a matches at Chinnaswamy Stadium, so yes, I'm one of those lucky ones over here who's played that. It's a great experience. But I must admit I got whacked a lot. But yeah, towards the end, even I settled my score. I did hit few runs, took few wickets, but it was a great experience. Later on, I continued to play for my school, went on to play for my university as well in Pune. And it was one of these league tournaments which I was playing in Pune, where after the game, the coach of the opposite team came up to me with his students who would come to learn from him later on. They were aged 8 to 12. So he came up to me like, could you just talk to them, give them some guidance, just boost them morale. And one kid amongst them comes up to me with his bag and he's like, Bhaiya, autograph do na. I'm like, wow, first time in my life someone it was very, very special for me. Later on, last year, I was playing a tournament in Calcutta where my parents had come to watch me. This is the first time mom came to watch me play. This was a corporate tournament and we reached the finals. Sadly, we lost it, but I was awarded the bowler of the tournament for taking 9 wickets in 16 overs by giving away just 21 runs. And I even received the man of the match award for 1 game for taking 6 wickets in 4 overs, giving away just 5 runs. The umpire of the game, after the presentation ceremony was over, he came up to me and they were gifted pens as a token of appreciation and participation. He came up to me and he was like, "Sir, I want you to be the first one to use this pen. Could you please give me an autograph?" I like, hey, the umpires asked me for an autograph. Is this serious, dude? Fancy shit, dude. Like, umpire. Let me tell you one thing. This is proper mainstream cricket. This is not for handicaps. So this is a proper game which I was playing and I was participating. This has been cricket all throughout. I've represented my school university for swimming, basketball, tug of war, and dance as well. I represented and won quite a few events at Malhar and Umang, for which I did Bollywood freestyle dancing. I've even learned how to ride a bike, how to ride a bicycle. And let me share with you this incident. This was in Goa 3-4 years ago. I was riding a bike. I had to ride a bike because this friend of mine who was supposed to ride it, she got hacked. So I had to get her home. Pallavi knows this because she was there. So this is how it was done. No, she wasn't the girl. So I asked her to put her right arm under my right arm and accelerate. And I just like listened to 2 words. Accelerate, leave. Accelerate, leave. And I had the brakes with me. That's how we reached home. It's been over 8 years that I've been driving a car. And this is a manual geared car. I don't like the automatic cars. But the government just won't give me a license. I believe that it's not they who should decide what I can do and I shouldn't do. They should just set the expectations and watch us meet it or even surpass it. On the 6th of April, 94, my life took a great turn. I was standing outside the lift and my parents were inside the lift. And this is a collapsible lift. The doors, you have to manually shut it. The doors were shut, my parents were inside. I was holding a paper rocket in my arm, the right arm. I put it through it and I was like, Mom, you're going down. Why don't you just throw it in the dustbin? And it so happens at that very moment, someone pressed the button from the ground floor. The lift went down and the hand got cut. The hand fell on my mom. There was blood spurting all over the place. I just looked at my arm and I didn't cry. Maybe it was just the shock of the entire event that overpowered the pain at that time. So I walk back into the house where my grandparents are sitting and I tell them, hey, Nani, look what happened. And then I collapsed because of tremendous blood loss. The next moment, like when I woke up, I was in the hospital on the bed. My family was around me and they were smiling, but they had tears in their eyes. I looked at my arm, half my arm, it was plastered, and that's when I realized it's over. Some injuries, they heal faster if you keep moving forward. And that's what my family's been helping me do. They've been pushing me forward, not letting me give up on anything. And later I realized in life, something which I shared with you right at the beginning, that it doesn't matter what you don't have. What really matters is what you do have and what you do with it. I highly resonate with Nick Vujicic. He said that pain is pain, broken is broken. But the only thing which can actually disable you is fear. The day you come over that fear, you can conquer anything. On the 6th of April 94, my life took a turn in the form of that accident. 21 years later, in the same month of April, my life took another turn in the form of InMobi. I received an offer letter from them. And as I journey with you to build the future now, I'd like to share with you that don't give up on anything. Don't let anything ever stop you. Anything. Thank you.